Good morning, No Finish Line Nation. It is Tuesday. It's a great Tuesday after Memorial Day, day of reflection, barbecues, families celebrating, remembering, and leaning in on the people that have sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice for the country. Today's Tuesday, and it really feels like a Monday, of course, because it's our first day back to either work or daycare or school or whatever else that's there. So, I know it's going to be pretty tough today because I know I've already had to correct myself at least 4 times of thinking to myself today's Monday when it's really Tuesday. So, good dialogue I had yesterday. This coffee talk is really about more brain work stuff, right? Putting the brain to use and really thinking about how we're going to map out some certain things. And one of the conversations that I had with my son over the weekend was as we talked about dreams, right? And some of the conversation was, what do you dream of one day doing, and what do you want to become? And your typical ask a child the question of what do you want to be, right? And so we talked about everything, and he came up with some pretty grandiose ones and some ones that were more surface level with things. But the big ones were like and be an NFL player or a doctor and things like that or whatever. And we talked a lot about just dreams, and so we started to kind of formulate some of those. And I was telling them, you can achieve anything, like we would talk to any child with. Which on another day we can talk about our own dreams and how we talk to ourselves about self-defeating of not feeling like we can accomplish the things that we want to also. But that's another day. So, the conversation that I was having with them was about how do you feel about those dreams, and if you're putting the dreams down to something that you want to accomplish one day, then you have to put some work into being able to achieve those dreams. So I told him, different things about doing good in school and making sure that you stay focused on studies and really starting to build the framework of the actionable items that he could do towards building towards those dreams. Or to also have a plan B in case the dream that you're trying to shoot for isn't something that's attainable or something that that you can't accomplish. So, which I don't ever like leaning in on anywhere to say that you can't do anything, because I think we can do whatever we set our mind to. But being a realist to know that sometimes our big dreams are things that are long-term efforts, and they're not something that can just happen overnight. So you have to create little ones to be able to get to the bigger ones, which is what we talked about on, I think, yesterday's coffee talk or 2 days ago. So we talked about planning for the dreams and planning for what you wanted to accomplish. And then, we had good dialogue and we talked about it, and, it seemed like it made sense or whatever. But then I started, of course, like as I always do, I started to think to myself, how can I incorporate this into our journey that we're doing here? You and me and NFLN and Connect and this blog and different things. And so I thought to myself, why aren't we doing the same exact thing? Right? We all have dreams of what we want to be or what we want to become or how much weight we want to lose or how healthy we want to be or how great of a parent we want to be or travel the world or do whatever. And then we talk about the dreams that are just kind of like, those are pie in the sky things. We think about those things. We don't think we can accomplish them because we self-defeat, or we've been through so many failures in our lives of falling down that we've just become patterned to think that we're not going to be able to accomplish those things. So why don't we have a plan built around a dream? So if you have a dream that you want to accomplish something, what's your plan to get to the dream? It's a simple concept, but it's so hard to do because you can't really quantify a dream a lot of times. Quantifying a dream would be something that is more about mental state or a feeling, a euphoric feeling you might get to something, or something that you can't necessarily quantify. You can't put anything on there. But if it's a dream, then write it down and make it a dream. And then on your dream, that's why they call it a dream board. A lot of people have experienced that, whether it's in business or even through weight loss programs or Weight Watchers or whatever, to come up with a dream board or something to be able to make it identifiable to something that you want to be able to accomplish. So first of all, ask yourself, what's your dream? What do you dream of doing one day? No matter if you're 50, if you're 70, if you're 20, or you're 10, what's your dream? What is it that you want to accomplish one day that you haven't accomplished yet and you want to do one day? Whether they call it a bucket list or whether they call it a dream list or whatever else that's there, Identify your dream. Identify it. Now, a dream is a dream, and it's something that's in the clouds and just kind of sits up there and nothing ever really happens to it unless you then put actionable item planning towards going towards that dream. Because then it starts to make it a reality. If you can put actionable item and plans towards that dream, now it's becoming a reality towards you working towards that dream. And then it becomes something that makes some people nervous. Some people feel like it's too much weight on their shoulders or whatever, and they like to just dream about stuff and not really go to get those things. I'm all about achieving the things that you want to achieve. So identify your dream, and then come up with what your 1, 2, 3 actionable items that you want to put towards achieving those dreams. Now, if it's a big one, and you've got your 2 or 3 items that you want to be able to do to accomplish those dreams, you might even start to roll that picture up on the screen a little bit more and start to have a few more actionable items towards those 3 actionable items towards that dream. So that way you have smaller goals and smaller action plans to build towards the big one that you want to be able to achieve. It's a whole lot easier said than done. I can even try to write it down here if I can. So you got your, I'll kind of talk as I do this. You got your dream. And then, let's see here. I don't think I have a pen and paper that actually works in this household. Isn't that funny? Let's see. Okay. So, yeah. So you got your dream right here. Dream written down. So you got your dream up top. And then you got your plan A, B, and C. Okay. I'm a visual guy, so I like that to be able to do that. Now, this is a simple way to be able to map it out. So, dream. That's your big dream. Here's your plan A, plan B, and plan C. And now you're going to branch off into smaller ones. These are where the rubber meets the road. These items down here. This is the smaller, actionable, achievable goals that you can put together towards building towards that. But you're not even really looking at this big thing. You're looking at these smaller things to lead to the big thing. Simplify it. Break it down, right? Come up with an action plan. If you have a dream, who says that you can't achieve your dreams? Nobody says it. It's just our own mental brain, our own little state of affairs that goes on in this little cranium of mine that tells me that I can't do something that I know that I can. So just like the advice that I gave to my son, where you can accomplish anything, we can also say that to ourselves. And I think that might be kind of what I'm going to lean in on Coffee Talk tomorrow, is going to be about how do we deny ourselves from success? How do we deny ourselves those dreams? How are we talking to ourselves? What are you doing? What are you saying to yourself to be able to break yourself down in a place where you are so negative that you can't achieve the things that you want to be able to achieve? Maybe that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. We'll see. Okay, so anyway, that's the Coffee Talk for today. Identify your dream, come up with your actionable items, mini level and then micro level down at the bottom. The small ones are the ones you really want to focus on. And that way you can go through A, B, C, D, or actually A1, A2, A3, A4. Go through all those little ones at the bottom. And then as you're achieving those, you feel accomplished, you feel worth, you feel like, yes, I'm achieving something. And not even looking at that big one. You're looking at those smaller ones down at the bottom. So try that. Try to be able to accomplish that. Write that down in a notebook. Put that down for your goals. Put it on your wall of writing down what your dream is and then what your actionable items are. And that way you can quantify the behaviors that you're trying to put in play towards getting that goal. Now, remember, it's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's so true. If you can accomplish your smaller goals to reach to the bigger goal, if you don't accomplish your smaller goal, then reframe that and come out with smaller goals of that smaller goal. It's a work in progress. It's something you want to be able to get to, but at the end all, you want to be able to accomplish that main goal, the big dream that you want to be able to get to. So dreams are attainable if you put the work and the effort into it, okay? Have a great day today. Being Tuesday, the 30th of the month, we've got 2 days left in May, so enjoy them. It's the last or only May 30th, 2017 you're ever going to get, so make it the best one that you can make it. We'll talk later. Thanks.